Thank you for reaching Ramirez Resolution Services. This is Michael. How can I help you? Yes, Miss Smith. 1 second, please. Hello, ma'am. Thank you for calling. Can I have your name? Michelle Smith. How can I help you today, Michelle Smith? Okay, you referred to me from a professor over at University of Laverne. Excellent. And what's the reason for calling Ramirez Resolution Services today? Okay, you have a consumer dispute. Well, I can help you with that. Can I get some more information from you? Can I have your home address? Sure. And a contact number for you in case we get disconnected here on the line. 909-714-8888. Okay, thank you. And how about an email so we can stay in touch and I can get some forms over to you? msmith@dispute.com. Excellent. And can you explain the consumer dispute that you're in currently? Okay. So you purchased a miniature schnauzer for $2,000. You're supposed to be all black. You're supposed to be, oh, okay. You're supposed to be a salt and pepper schnauzer, and he came out all black. And you're saying that you can get the all black ones for half the price? Okay, sure. And what type of resolution would help you? What would make you happy? Okay, you want all your money back? Yeah. So you did have a buyer's contract with, what was that? What was the breeder's name again? Los Angeles Salties Kennels? Excellent. And you happen to have their phone number by any chance? It's 213-111-7787. Okay. And how about the name of the breeder? Do you have the name of the breeder that sold you the miniature schnauzer and you did your exchange with? Angela Hernandez. Okay. Well, that sounds good. And have you ever been informed about mediation? Oh, okay. Well, let me give you a little background about myself. My name is Michael, and I currently am a mediator. I like to refer to myself as a third-party neutral. I currently have a master's degree in negotiation conflict resolution. And what I like to do is I like to facilitate a process as a third-party neutral that allows two parties to communicate and use effective listening skills to reach a win-win situation. And that's what we like to do at Ramirez Resolution Services. Now, because it does cost money to run this business, there are some fees associated with the mediation, and there might be some conflicting schedule issues that we're going to have to work out with the Salties Kennels if they do agree to mediate. Now, it's not 100% that they're going to agree to this. They may just want to pursue litigation. Have you contacted an attorney about this exact incident? No, you haven't. Okay. Well, if you do decide to contact an attorney, you need to inform me and you need to inform him that you or her that you have contacted me and that you are pursuing mediation for this. Okay? Well, I thank you for calling and for your interest in dispute resolution and mediation, and I will be in touch with you. I am going to get a hold of Mrs. Angela Hernandez and see if she would like to agree to mediation. Now, if she does agree to mediation, do you are you willing to split the fees? I'll just like to explain my fees to you a little bit here. I have a $200 sitting fee, which guarantees 2 hours of mediation. And I'm not guaranteeing that we can solve all this in 2 hours. For every additional hour, there's a $100 fee. If we conclude our mediations within the first 15 minutes of the new hour, it's a $45 fee. And we can split these fees up either way, however you and the kennels, Ms. Hernandez, decide to. So are you open to sharing these fees, or you are? Okay, okay, and you would like to discuss that at a later time. Okay, okay, well, thank you very much for contacting Ramirez Resolution Services, and I'll be in touch with you, okay? All right. Yeah, just give me a few days. I'll email you and keep you updated if I do get a hold of her. Okay? All right. Thank you, Miss Smith. Bye. Hi, is this Los Angeles Saltese Kennels? Yes, may I speak with a Miss Hernandez, please? This is her. Hi, Miss Hernandez. This is Michael Ramirez, and I'm with Ramirez Resolution Services. I was contacted by a consumer of yours, Miss Michelle Smith, who purchased a miniature schnauzer from you, and oh, you have, okay. So she's been emailing you and contacting you? Yes? Okay. And you're not happy about that? Wow, she left some negative feedback on your Yelp account? Okay. And you have had some consumers, some prospective buyers bring up these reviews? Okay. So this is affecting business. Would you like, well, what I'm offering you today is a chance for the two of you to meet with me as a third party neutral and try and come to a solution peacefully in a win-win situation, as opposed to litigation and expensive court fees. Are you familiar with mediation? No, you're not. Okay. Well, that's like I explained. That's what we do. We meet in a safe environment, and I help facilitate communication and effective listening skills, and to pursue a win-win solution for the both of you, as opposed to a judge demanding what gets done. And she did inform me that you had her sign a contract with the sale, and that the contract states it was a salt and pepper miniature schnauzer for $2,000. Is that correct? Yes. Okay. Thank you. Okay. Yeah, and she's stating it's all black. Have you seen the puppy? It's all black. Okay. So it doesn't happen often, huh? Okay. Yeah, and she's stating she can find the all black miniature schnauzers for $1,000, that they're half the price for the salt and pepper. Okay. All right. So, as I explained to Mrs. Smith, I do have some fees. There's a $200 sitting fee that shall be collected upon arrival of the mediation, and that guarantees 2 hours of mediation, and that does not include additional time. If we go over the 2 hours, there's a $100 per hour fee. If we conclude the mediation within the first 15 minutes of the new hour, it's a $45 fee for that 15 minutes. If we go over the 15 minutes, then it is the $100. Okay. And would you be willing to split that fee with her? You would. Okay. And she gave me your contact number here that I called you on, 213-111-7787. Is that correct? Yes, that's your best number. Okay, and how about your email? lasalteskennels@gmail.com. Excellent. Okay, and how about availability? Are you open to any days? Do you have any openings in your schedule so we can set a time and date and venue for this mediation? Yes. So next Saturday, 8 a.m. Okay, excellent. And I'll be in touch with you as soon as I get a hold of Mrs. Smith and confirm this day, okay? All right, thank you. Bye-bye. Hi, Miss Smith. This is Michael with Ramirez Resolution Services, and I was able to get a hold of Mrs. Hernandez with Los Angeles Salty Kennels, and she does agree to a mediation. And she's available next Saturday at 8 a.m. if you're available to meet with us so we can try and solve this dispute. Next Saturday, 8 a.m. Okay, sounds good. Okay, well, I'll see you then. And she did agree to split the fees with you. So we accept cash, check, and credit card if you can come prepared with one of those. Okay. All right. Thank you. Bye. Video break. Mock simulation. Hello, Miss Smith and Miss Hernandez. First and foremost, I would like to thank you for your time here today with Ramirez Resolution Services. A little bit about myself. I told you on the phone here, my name is Michael. You can call me Michael or Mike for today's process. I am a mediator. I like to refer to myself as a third-party neutral. I do have a master's degree in negotiation, conflict resolution, and peace building. Yes. And how would you like to be addressed today? As Michelle Smith. Okay, we can call you Michelle Smith. And Miss Hernandez, how would you like to be addressed today? As Miss Hernandez. Okay, Miss Hernandez. Miss Smith and Miss Hernandez. That's what we'll go by today. And those are the only names we can call each other here today. You guys can call me Mike or Michael, whatever you wish. And those are the names that will be allowed for today's process, okay? Okay, thank you. I would also like to remind the both of you that by agreeing here to mediate today, you have come to your first agreement. And congratulations on that. That's a very big step as opposed to litigation. And give me 1 second here. Okay, well, let me give you a little bit about mediation. I was able to discuss this on the phone a bit with each of you. I like to, like I said before, I like to refer to myself as a third-party neutral. And what I like to do is I like to facilitate effective communication and listening skills that may not be so easily done out in the real world in the public without a third-party neutral. Things may get out of hand. Emotions do rise, and we understand that. And this is why we provide a safe and effective environment to communicate in, to come to resolution. Okay, I am not a judge, and this is not a courtroom, so we are here to make the best possible alternative to litigation. This if you were to pursue litigation, a judge makes that decision. We are not going to do that. You two are going to come to the best decision for the both of you, so that's why we would consider this a win-win solution. Shall we reach one here later today? And as you two come here today to solve this dispute, we would like to do so in good faith and in a respectful manner, please. We want to act to the best of our ability to reach the best possible solution. That way both of you can feel like you both have a positive outcome. Okay? Okay, thank you. Okay, well, to the next step is the rules of today's mediation, today's process. I will develop the rules and expect it from both parties. At any time in today's process, if the rules are broken, I can suspend or terminate the mediation. And in the agreement to mediate, there was a statement there that the $200 sitting fee will still be collected if you two decide not to cooperate effectively and in a respectful manner, and it is up to my discretion to end this session today if we do act in an unprofessional manner here, okay? All right. First and foremost, there will be no interrupting. You'll each have 5 minutes, 5-minute intervals to discuss the situation with me. I have here in the middle of the table a sand timer. This is a 5-minute sand timer to prove there's no bias, okay? Once the sand's out on one side, one party will stop, I will flip it over, and the next party will start. If you have any questions, concerns, or comments about the other's time, about what the other is speaking in their time, please write it down on the provided pen. Please write it down on the provided paper in front of you. We will get back to questions at the very end, and we can work those out simultaneously. We will take turns with those, but for the 5-minute intervals, while I gather as much information as possible, please have no interruptions. Okay? Okay, there will be no name calling. We will refer to each other as Mrs. Smith and Mrs. Hernandez, and we agreed to that before, and you can call me Michael or Mike. Okay? There will be no disrespectful body language, comments, or pinning, staring at each other of any kind. Please stare at me. Please refer all body gestures to me, not to the other party. Okay? Thank you. If I do see that emotions are rising and things are going into a conflict spiral, or a diatribe was where emotions are running hot and things, your voices may get a little loud. I can see heart rates getting a little high. What I would do is I'll separate the both of you, and what we call this is a caucus. It's a separation of the parties, and I can leave you in here. I can leave Miss Smith in here and take Miss Hernandez into this office, or we can rotate, we can switch. That way everybody feels that it's fair. But what I would do with that is I would separate each of you and spend 5 minutes with each of you in my office, and we will still use the sand timer, and I will leave the sand timer out here on the table for the other party to see. And this is time consuming, so it is in the best interest of all of us today and financially that we do not have to get into this if we can work together here at this table. Another important aspect of today's meeting is confidentiality. Confidentiality means that we agree to keep things private and undisclosed between all of us, okay? And it's very important, and that's you guys signed the confidentiality agreement as we walked in here today. I would like you to know that I am protected by the laws of California not to testify in the courtroom if one of you shall pursue litigation. Although the agreement shall be disclosed if one of you pursues litigation if the other is not cooperating with the agreement. Okay? All right, thank you. And finally, when we do come to an agreement at the end of today's meeting, we have the option to make that binding or non-binding. And like we talked about just a minute ago, that if it's binding, it can go to court and you will be held accountable for the decision and the agreement that you make today. Okay? All right. And it is better for us to choose binding. That way we don't waste our time here today, and we all agree to, you two agree to one thing and make it happen and make each other happy and have a win-win situation, okay? All right. Well, thank you, and let's begin.